Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. A manhunt is underway after a worker was seriously injured during a violent hold-up on a Newcastle hotel this morning. Police say two men stormed the Commonwealth Hotel in Cooks Hill just before 5 o'clock and threatened two workers with a machete and a baseball bat before escaping with cash. One of the workers was seriously injured while trying to escape. He was found lying in King Street, where officers performed CPR before he was taken to the John Hunter Hospital in a serious condition. The other worker wasn't injured. Police are asking for anyone with dashcam footage to contact Crime Stoppers. We're being warned parts of the Hunter could see the number of days above 35 degrees double by 2050. It comes as the Climate Council releases a new heat map which projects the impact of rising temperatures on local communities. The Council's head of research, Dr. Simon Bradshaw, says more needs to be done to tackle emissions to avoid the predicted temperature rises.
To limit the number of dangerously hot days in future, Australia must rapidly build out renewable energy so we can phase out pollution from coal, oil and gas. If we don't, some neighbourhoods and communities will become so hot that people will struggle to live there. And we have to be clear that choices made this decade will dramatically shape the kind of community our children and grandchildren inherit.
The Hunter Valley is tipped to be the worst affected, with Kurri Kurri, Cessnock and Maitland forecast to see 8 more days above 35 degrees, while Newcastle, Lake Macquarie and Port Stephens are tipped to see 5 more days. Residents of a narrow Charlestown street say they can't believe Lake Macquarie Council has approved a 12-unit development. The project on Princes Avenue will add 3 driveways and about 20 cars to the already congested street, just below a blind spot at the crest of a hill. Residents believe it could lead to a serious crash. The development is in a R3 zone where multi-dwelling housing is deemed appropriate and encouraged. Mayor Kay Fraser has acknowledged the concerns of residents, saying there is a need to diversify housing, and this is where the rubber hits the road when it comes to building infill housing in established areas. Upper Hunter MP Dave Lazell has questioned the Premier over where his government is up to with the Royalties for Rejuvenation Fund. The fund contains a minimum of $25 million taken from mining royalties each year and is aimed at ensuring mining communities are given the financial support they need for investment in workforce development programs and the formation of new industries and employment possibilities into the future. He says it's important Chris Minns looks at the fund.
We've seen the royalties rates that the state is collecting increase, so now we're seeing another 2.6 billion pulled from all our mining communities, which we need some of that money to come back. We need it to be invested in our communities to build up for the future.
Newcastle Council will question the state government about why some medical staff need to pay to park at the John Hunter Hospital. Paid parking was reinstated this month, costing an estimated $21 a week per car. Council has noted the new parking policy was to apply to metropolitan hospitals only. Councillors last night unanimously supported a motion to write to the government, highlighting the inconsistent manner in which Newcastle can be classified as either regional or metropolitan. New Lambton Football Club is being recognised for its initiatives to promote healthy alternatives to excessive alcohol consumption, taking out second place in the National Good Sports Awards. Alcohol and Drug Foundation's Dr. Erin Laylaw says the awards recognise community efforts to raise awareness about drug and alcohol use.
Whilst local sports clubs can be places where alcohol and other drug-related harms occur, the Good Sports program demonstrates that they can also be the opposite, and they can strongly influence positive and healthy behaviours.
2NURFM Sport.
Knights new recruit Jack Cogger will likely have to impress from the bench for the start of the NRL season next week. It's expected Jackson Hastings and Tyson Gamble will hold on to the halves jerseys after promising signs in pre-season. Cogger might be named off the bench or could be a part of the Knights New South Wales Cup side for starting game time. Jet striker Apostolos Stamatolopoulos could return to Europe as an Italian and 2 English clubs have sights on the Golden Boot leader. The European transfer window doesn't open till June, but a signing could mean a 6-figure sum for the Jets. Meanwhile, last week's opening Newcastle NPL round was the first played under new zero-tolerance policy towards referee abuse. The new policy brings in heavier penalties for offenders on and off the pitch and the clubs associated. And Toronto Golf Club has claimed a spot in the Newcastle District Pennants Final after defeating Waratah 7-1 on Sunday. That's sport. I'm Jessie Dennett.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 1, 4, 8, 10, 18, 38 and 39, and the supplementaries are 5, 11 and 21. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.